At this time, both inside in and outside of America, the current situation of the Trump administration or the decision to impose additional taxes on its trading partners has led to massive protests. According to the latest reports, protests have taken place in 1,000 cities and towns across America. Such large-scale protests have not been seen in America for at least the last 4 decades. Across the entire United States, you could say symbolically, but not just symbolically, these are very large protests. The public is currently on the streets and, with full force, they are expressing their lack of confidence in Trump's policies. A child asked me what Mr. Trump is doing. I said that Mr. Trump is gathering all the chaos from around the world and bringing it back to America. And as a result, the lives of the American public and the common American will become miserable. And the time when America used to be a destination for people where life was very easy, freedoms were abundant, but living there was very easy, that era is becoming a dream. Many of our acquaintances who used to think that they could buy a month's worth of groceries for $100, which included everything from around the world, now they say that the value or price of these groceries has reached around $200. We have been hearing big talkers here giving examples that in America you could pay $100 and use as much electricity and gas as you wanted within that amount. All these things are in their place and they are becoming a thing of the past because Mr. Trump has started a tariff war, a tax war, which is going to collect a new toll, a new idea. It is going to collect a levy, and this levy will be collected from the American public itself. The example Mr. Trump presents for this is the washing machine example. When Mr. Trump came into power in the previous term, he thought that at the very least they should make their own washing machines instead of relying on China. What he did was impose duties on the machines coming from abroad, so much so that they became expensive. After that, he provided loans on easy terms to businessmen and industrialists to set up industries here. They established the washing machine industry, and thus, the annual imports of washing machines in America came to an end. However, as a result, the washing machine that used to be available for $250 to $300 is now bought by Americans for $100. However, Mr. Trump tells the nation that as a result of the restriction on this washing machine, 2,400 people have gained employment and 8 or 18 new businessmen have become billionaires. So I have made a very significant contribution. Now, the fact that the American public has paid a premium in the form of a machine that costs $300 to $700, they are not ready to consider this. They regard it as a major achievement. This was their pilot project for imposing taxes, and considering it a success, they now want to apply the same formula to all imports. They have introduced taxes at various levels, and a 29% tax has also been imposed on us. We, meaning Pakistan, have declared this policy that we will not impose retaliatory tariffs. We will adopt a mantra policy, which means let it go. 29% is too high. Take 2, 4, or 5% and let it be. This is a matter to be dealt with tomorrow. Okay, China has said that if the goat has hit with its horns, then the goat will also retaliate. If they impose taxes, then we will also impose them. I think China has imposed 30% or 49%, 56% or 49% as well. China has also imposed 1% or 39%, 56%, which is 39%. 56% is the total import tax imposed on Chinese products that go directly to the US. China has already created many diversions in this regard. They have set up some units in Africa whose exports go to the US, and similarly, 1 or 2 have been set up in Pakistan. In this way, such industries have been established in other countries as well. At this time, as a result, a sudden inflation crisis has erupted in the US, which President Biden skillfully managed and navigated through. Otherwise, this crisis would have it arrived in 2019, but at that time, instead of this crisis, COVID-19 emerged and it caused economic turmoil worldwide. Then, President Biden came into power after Trump's departure. When Biden took over, he carefully managed. He aimed to reach the destination without triggering an inflation crisis. However, the crisis did arrive. Currently, the dollar is circulating worldwide. The dollar is only printed in America, but transactions involving it occur in every country, even in places like Afghanistan. So what happens is that it will eventually circle back to America in a certain form, leading to double or triple inflation there. The number of dollars will increase, goods will become scarce, and they will also become more expensive. As a result, inflation will also come from there, and inflation will also come in the form of taxation. As a result, at the time I am speaking to you, protests against Trump are taking place in over 100 cities in America. Riding on the narrative of social media populism, those coming into power. Perhaps the beginning of the end for another puppet is approaching. That's all for now. More woe will come in the next vlog. May Allah, the Almighty, grant you ease and the ability to spread ease among the people.